A blessed night to everyone, and may God's mercy and grace be forever upon your family and yourself. I'm just here to share a dream vision I had a few months ago. So I'm just going to get into it. So, in the vision, I was back home, and I was at my old house, and I was standing outside, and suddenly I felt like an earthquake. And then I quickly looked up. I don't know why I decided to look up, but I looked up at the mountain behind my home because right behind my home there was a mountain. So when I looked at the mountain, realized that, whoa, a landslide is happening. So as soon as I saw that the landslide is happening, I started screaming, run, run, run. A landslide is happening. Run, 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 run to safety. I remember that my mom was inside of the home. So I ran inside to grab my mom. And while I'm grabbing my mom, I'm warning everyone to run, run, to get somewhere safe. So as soon as that happened, um, the vision went to another scene. And in that scene, I was standing outside with lots of people. We were just standing on the street. And we were looking up. And in looking up, I realized that Jesus was speaking and it was silence. While he was speaking, it was silent. There was nobody saying nothing. It almost felt like we were not even breathing. It was just so quiet, not the wind, nothing. And he was speaking. And I'm going to tell you, I can't remember anything else he was saying. It's almost like he took that out of my memory, that he didn't want me to repeat what he was saying. But then what I understood, and I knew in that dream, that Jesus said it was time to leave. So that's why I'm not calling the rapture or exodus. All he said in the dream was it was time to leave. And as soon as the believers or those who living for the Lord, as soon as we knew that, we started to scream and we started to rejoice and we started to stretch our hands up towards the heavens and clap, and we were just so happy, we were just so excited, we were so joyful that we were leaving, we were excited. And I remember turning around and I was looking at some people who were not believers, who were not living for the Lord, right? And they were just quiet. They were quiet. They just look. They had like a frown on their face. They didn't know what to say. They just looked like what's happening. They just looked so dumbfounded. And I'm looking at them, and I just turned right back to my rejoicing because I was just so happy. I was just so happy that it was time for us to leave. When I didn't get no date or time, but all I knew that Jesus said it was time to leave. So as soon as that finished, I went to another scene. And in that scene, in the vision, I found myself at the bus terminal. I have no idea where I was going, but that's where I was. And while I was standing there, the bus that came that I was supposed to go on. The bus came and it left. It didn't even stay like 5 minutes, it just left. And I remember saying to myself, what? The bus didn't even stay 5 minutes. But then I said, whatever, I'll just take the other bus. So while I'm standing there, then I could see there was a guy who was chasing that same bus, chasing the bus, but the bus wouldn't stop. I'm like, why is he chasing the bus? He could just wait for the other bus. So then that same guy went on another bus because remember we were bus terminal, so there was other buses going different locations. So he entered into this bus, and that bus was already filled. There was people all on the seats sitting, and it was so filled that there were also people standing in the bus. So, but he came anyways, and then in his passing through the bus, whether he was angry or whatever, his backpack, because he had a backpack on his back, brushed or hit this man who was standing in the bus, and he just continued to walk. Whether he knew that happened or he knew and he didn't care, he just continued to go to the back. Now that guy that got hit by the bag reached into his shirt and pulled out a gun and he shot that quick. That's how quick it happened. He reached out in his shirt, pulled out the gun, and shot the guy. The guy just fell down to the floor. And it seems like the guy just went insane. And he's just that shooting anyone and everybody. He just that shooting like crazy in the bus, and people were falling down and people were screaming and running to get out to the door to get out. And I'm like, what is happening? It just becomes so chaotic. I'm like, what is happening here? And I remember the guy who had the gun, he came out of the bus and he's just that shooting at random people. And I'm standing there and I'm like, oh God, I gotta get myself out of there. I gotta find a safe place to go. And then when I looked around, it just escalated. People were fighting each other. I don't know for what reason. This person was punching this person. There was a fight here. There was a fight there. Other people had guns shooting at these people. The whole place just became one, like a war zone. Just fighting and shooting. I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta get it out of here. What is happening? So I remember looking up and I saw like this hill. There was another person standing on the hill. I'm like, okay, this person looked like he's in a safe place. So I remember walking towards that hill and climbing on that hill. And there was, and that's where the dream ended. You know, and when I got up from that dream, I just quickly, it just reminded me of Noah. When God told Noah to warn the people, and he did, he warned them, and then they didn't listen. And then years later, the flood came, and it was too late. So and then you could see that first there was the warning, and then God took Noah and his family to safety. And then after that, the flood happened. So it's almost like my dream, like I warned people that the landslide was happening. And soon after that, then Jesus said it was time to leave. And then after that, the third scene was chaos. So I'm just telling you guys, please, you don't want to be left. You don't want to be left. You don't want to be there when all the chaos is happening, when things are just going crazy, when it become lawlessness, like it's just insane. You don't want to be left. So please, if you have not given your life to the Lord, and I'm not just talking about believing, because lots of people believe there's a God, believe in his son Jesus Christ, but then their lifestyle has nothing to do with a holy life. They're not striving to be righteous, they're not striving to be holy, they're just continuously living in a sinful life, but yet they say they believe. So it's not just believing, guys. If you believe, you will listen to the Lord. So if you haven't done that, please, today is the day to give your life, because you don't have tomorrow. Anyway, I thank you for watching this video and have a blessed night. Bye.